going on, everybody? This is McKay back again with Harmony Reptiles, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to install a heat panel and a thermostat for your new PVC enclosure. So one of my boas outgrew his plastic tub, so I went online, ordered him an enclosure, and it's here now. However, I ran into a dilemma. Since 99% of the enclosures that I have are plastic tubs, I've only ever had heat pads for them. And so the guy who manufactured my enclosure informed me that I did have warranty on it. It was insured. They repair any damage done to my enclosure unless the damage is caused by a heat pad. If it's a heating bulb, heat lamp, heat panel, they cover it, but if it's a heat pad, they won't. If you guys know anything about heating pads, you know that sometimes they do malfunction. They get too hot and they can damage your enclosure by melting it, or even worse, you can injure your snake, or even worse than that, you can kill your snake. So yeah, he informed me that I should get a heat panel, not only for the coverage of my enclosure, but also say that it doesn't even malfunction. With it being the material that it is, the pad is not going to be hot enough to adequately heat up the enclosure for my snake to be able to digest its food, etc., and also create enough ambient heat to make the living conditions adequate for my snake. So he informed me that a heat panel would be the best way to go for PVC enclosures. Side note, this big enclosure here is also PVC, but the top of it is mesh. And if you know anything about mesh top enclosures, it doesn't matter if your enclosure is PVC or not. It's damn near impossible to keep the humidity in there. You have to do all types of things to Jimmy rig it by putting aluminum foil on top of it, spritzing it all the time, etc. So the boa that I have in here, I'm going to transition into a different enclosure that's not mesh top. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this enclosure. I'm either going to put a different species of animal in it or probably sell it. We'll see. But yeah, to get back on the topic at hand, yeah, we're going to be installing a heat panel and thermostat for my new enclosure. Do want to let you guys know that, as I stated earlier, I've only ever had heat pads, so this is going to be a learning experience for me as well as the people that are watching this if you've never installed one before. So bear with me. Yeah, hopefully this goes smooth. Hopefully everything looks good, and yeah, let's get this ball rolling. First thing first, the items that you're going to be using. Your heat panel, of course. This is a Vibarium Electronics 40 watt. This ran me about, I think it was $80 for the 40 watt. The bigger the panel, then obviously the more expensive it's going to be. All right, there's your panel. As I mentioned earlier too, I'm going to be connecting a thermostat so I can control the heat of the panel. This is a Vibarium Electronics mini stat. This ran me about $45. They have bigger, more efficient thermostats, but since I'm only going to be using this to but to heat one enclosure, there was no need for me to go and buy a $200 plus thermostat. So just got the $45 one. Now, the most tedious part about installing a a heat panel is the fact that you're going to need a drill. You're going to need a drill bit and a Phillips head bit to put on your drill as well. Because the way that heat panels are set up, you have to actually drill it into the ceiling on the inside of your enclosure, and you have to drill into the side of your enclosure so the power cord can go through to allow you to drill it into the ceiling. So yeah, bear with me. Hopefully y'all learned something, and we're going to conquer this hill together. So let's get it. All right, guys, so this is the inside of the enclosure. As you can see, I already have some things already set up for him in here so he can jump right in and make himself at home. Normally I use substrate for all of my enclosures, but I just want to test out the puppy pad thing. The guy who manufactured this enclosure told me to try it out, see how I like it. So yeah, the main reason that I use substrate is for the humidity, but he said PVC works so great that all you need is a large water dish, which is what I have. And if you have that, as well as your heat panel, you will be amazed at how much humidity and condensation it'll create. So yeah, I'm gonna get a hide for him to go on this side, and my plan is to connect the heat panel right up here. So let's try to do that. Okay, so I ran into a bit of a dilemma. The height of this enclosure, there's really not that much space from top to bottom. My drill barely has an inch of play at the top with the bit inside of it, and my panel comes down past my drill, so it's like I don't even know how I'm going to be able to drill this in, because this is how it looks on the inside. It looks like this. So how do I don't have enough space to go down and get up under, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna have to figure something out. I don't know if I'm gonna have to flip my enclosure upside down. I think I seen somebody doing that on YouTube like this, and reach inside, and I barely have enough room for that. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. Flip the enclosure upside down, so this would be the ceiling. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. This would be the ceiling, and then take my drill on the inside, put it into here, and drill it that way, because it's just way too hard to try to do it from the bottom up. But obviously I'm gonna have to freaking take this enclosure off the top, and Lord Jesus, help me. All right, be back in a second. All right, y'all, so as you can see, I had to remove everything out, take the enclosure off the top, and flip this upside down. She's reading the instructions, and it actually said that for easy setup, the best way to install your heat panel is to actually flip it upside down. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, y'all, so we're gonna go ahead and start drilling. Wish me luck. Got my drill bit, going to start a hole and then finish these through. Still so freaking tight. All right, remove this. Get a drill bit. Not a drill bit, but a Phillips head. size. Fellas, that's why it's good to have tools at home. Alright, go back inside, put this inside the panel hole, and hopefully find the hole and go through. All right, y'all, so I've already drilled the first 2 holes. I'm on the last hole on the bottom and well, the top. And yeah, gonna make our pre-hole and then grab the last screw, drill that in, and then we'll start drilling from the side so the power cord can come through. Showing y'all how awkward this is. All right, now to remove the drill bit. Put on your Phillips head. Grab your last screw. Find the hole. Come on now. There we go. Go back in with your drill. I'm just fishing blindly right now. Oh my God, I hope I'm not stripping this. Oh, I think it went in. Beautiful. Bet. That's a bet. All right. Now to go in, make the drill a hole from the side so we can fit in the power screw, which is power cord right here. All right. All right, y'all. About to put on the big drill bit. Make our side hole, and all of this I'm just eyeballing it. So I'm gonna show you guys where I got it set up at. So she's right there. The port is on this side, so I have to drill a hole right here, which is essentially going to be, I used a pencil, eyeballed it. It's going to be somewhere right here. So let's hope it lines up right. We're through. Like, is it big enough for this port? No, it's not. I'm gonna make it like an inch bigger. Hopefully that's adequate. Almost. nice looking hole. Let's show you guys what I did here. There it is right there. Took me about 3 drills, but I think she's gonna work. Let's see. Oh, almost. Let's see. She's through, baby. She's through. Oh yeah. There it is right there. Let's plug her up. All right, y'all. She is flipped back upright and yeah, looking good. Over there on the side. Now I'm going to plug her into the thermostat. Okay, so one thing I forgot to mention is the thermostat, right? It comes with a heat probe attached to it. And that's this little thing here. Heat probe, essentially, it senses the heat that you programmed your heat panel to heat up to. And essentially what it does is when it gets to that desired heat, it will cut off so it doesn't get too hot. Or when it gets too cool, it'll cut on and go to the heat that you programmed it to. But so it's not just dangling around like this. I inserted it through the same hole, and so it's not dangling. The heat panel actually came with these little anchor pieces that you can put around the cord and drill it into the side of the wall. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drill it into about right here so it can sense the heat and then shut off. So I'll show you guys what that looks like when I'm done. All right, he's anchored in right there. Heat probe dangling. Everything's set up beautifully now to plug it into the thermostat. So I just plugged in my thermostat. I don't have the heat panel plugged into it yet, but that's what we're about to do now. And there we go. And I think all that I have to do is go up or down to program how hot I want the enclosure to be. So let's go. Trying to hold it down. There we go. Let's do 85. See if it stays. Wait, it went back to 70. Oh, is it cooking? Oh yeah, it's going up. And that's it, man. That's how you set her up. All right, y'all. So we are finished installing the heat panel and thermometer to the PVC enclosure. That took me way longer than it should have. But like I mentioned earlier in the video, this is going to be a learning curve since I've never done it before. But now I know. Yeah, when you get your enclosure and you get your heat panel, flip it upside down. It's going to make everything a whole lot more easier for you. A night and day difference. It actually says it in the directions to flip it upside down, but most men, we don't like to read the instructions, so I had to find it out the hard way. But yeah, instead of 3 hours, it'll take me roughly 30 minutes tops next time I have to do this. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys learned something as well. I guess I'll go ahead and get my guide that I'm going to be putting inside of this enclosure, and yeah, let you guys watch him slither into his new spot. Give me a sec. All right, so this is baby boy, or not so baby boy, that's going into his new home. And yeah, as you can see, he's going in the shed right now. His eyes are extremely blue. I'll let you guys see that. You can see the bottom of his belly. It's very, very milky. About to have a nice shed in his new spot. But yeah, let's watch him go into his house. Hopefully you like it, buddy. Hopefully you like it. Yeah, y'all. That's that on that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. As I always say, love your boas. Most importantly, take care of your boas. If you guys enjoyed this content, leave me a like. If you really enjoyed this content, give me a subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Anything you want to see me do or talk about, drop it in the comments, and I'll do my best to get around and making a video about it. Until next time, peace.